I love that you say fun, because one of the questions I'd written down to ask you was, why is it that there is an obsession with remembering her as a victim when towards the end of her life she was thriving? She would, and everyone I talk to that knows her says she was so funny. So what is the objective, and why do you think that people, whether it's, entertainment documentaries, biographers, why do so many people dwell on this temporary part in her life, and why do they try to remember her as a victim?
It's an interesting phenomenon. It's really interesting, and I believe it says more to do with, not to do with Diana, but to do with where we are as we review her life, which is largely to do with the fact that we're still in trauma as a result of her dying. We're still caught in that startle reflex, that because, darling, I obviously, because of the book, that I have a very active social media department, and I'll put a post up on Facebook, and immediately there's 150,000 people clicking and leaving comments, but they're all, R.I.P., she was too good to die, may she rest in peace, and going on and on and on. People are still in mourning. So I feel that that's an association with the whole substance of the fact that we related to her through our own victim complex. And we're not seeing that so many of us, particularly you one amazing women who, whether it be through the movement of #MeToo et al., that we're moving on and we're empowering into victor status. And I believe that she did absolutely, otherwise we would have never have seen during those last 2 or 3 years, the way that she's began to ignite her radiance, which was, I'd like to think it's a lot to do with what we did together, because I was confidentially engaged with her. That was the most extraordinary thing that she agreed to. When I said, I will. But look, I'm very aware of the fact that you worked with a number of people like me before. And what they've done is take the story post working with you to the daily tabloids. And that I feel you're scarred by betrayal. And I need you to understand that our relationship, I want it to be completely confidential. Is that okay? In other words, when you need me, call me on your cell. This was 95. So we were just beginning to use cell phones. Selfies hadn't come in yet, but we were using they were very large. And come to me, I'll never come to KP, and just pay me in cash. So we deal with everything completely confidentially.
I think Diana just said hi because my light just came back on.
The light just came back on.
She's like, this is true. I'm confirming it.
And so she became wrapped in this bond of confidentiality, which allowed her to be completely open with all of the challenges that she still was experiencing and how she could transcend. And so we worked on transcendent issues so that she could become gradually more relaxed, gradually more confident, gradually more in the adjustment of her own empowerment. And as a result of that, she started to dream really big about what she wanted to do with her charitable endeavors and defining her legacy, defining actually what her USP was and what she wanted to do, particularly post-divorce. And was talking about, buying a house in Malibu, talking about all the connections that she had in Hollywood, which wasn't just to do with Dodie as a producer,
right,
but other people that she met through David Putnam and so forth and so forth, where she wanted to make really wonderful documentaries about some of the charitable work that she was involved in, as almost like sizzle reels, to then get people to be really interested in the narratives so that movies could be made. That was what she was talking about in the summer of '97.